history. Today is Thursday, May 20th. We are on day 4 of our lesson about the Age of Napoleon. This is our last lesson learning about the French Revolution. And today, our lesson objective is I can describe what occurred during the age of Napoleon stage of the French Revolution, and I can evaluate to what extent this stage of the revolution helped the French meet their revolutionary goals. Now, this is the end. This is what sort of concludes the revolution. So we can really look at the entire revolution today as a whole, and you will look back at the entire revolution tomorrow. But, you know, what we've learned so far about the age of Napoleon starts with Napoleon overthrowing the Directory in a coup, taking all of the power from the government. At the same time, Napoleon is also trying to conquer other European countries. Remember the Napoleonic Wars. We also learned about the Napoleonic Code and how there were some positives in relation to like property and the economy, education, but also negatives in rights for women, citizenship, families, so on and so forth. We know that at one point Napoleon declares himself emperor. He reinstates hereditary monarchy and divine right in France. Later on, Napoleon is defeated in the Napoleonic Wars, which then leads to basically him giving up the throne, exiling to an island in the Mediterranean Sea. A year later, he comes back, tries to take back France again, but he's defeated once more and is exiled again. The Congress of Vienna happens where they redraw, country borders in Europe and try to rebalance power on the continent of Europe. And now we've made it up to Louis XVIII. And before we learn about Louis XVIII, it's important that we understand what's a constitutional monarchy, which a constitutional monarchy is a form of government in which a non-elected monarch functions as the head of state within the limits of a constitution. Political power in a constitutional monarchy is shared between the monarch and an organized government. So Montesquieu would be pretty happy, since Montesquieu liked this idea of separation of powers. So we need to understand a constitutional monarchy to go into today. So with this in mind, we are going to get started on today's pod answering question 1. Questions 1, 2, and 3 in the pod are a little review over what you just learned in the mini lesson video about constitutional monarchy. So we are on day 4, step 2, where we'll answer question 1 in the pod.